Before the bullets, before the wars, before the screens, there were priests, not the kind that wear collars, the kind that wield symbols, the ones who knew if you could shape what people see, you could shape what they become. It wasn't just storytelling. This was soulcraft, and Hollywood became their altar. You were never meant to see behind the curtain. Hollywood wasn't built to entertain you. It was built to disciple you. And you've been sitting in its pews your entire life. They didn't just capture your attention. They hijacked your imagination. And they used it to catechize a generation into self-worship, cultural erosion, and spiritual decay. Now, let's go back. 1920s, the birth of the silver screen. You thought it was glamorous, but behind the velvet curtains was a cartel of elites with one purpose: shape what you desire, who you emulate, what you believe. The founders of Hollywood weren't just businessmen, they were architects of belief. Propaganda wasn't an accident, it was a blueprint. Edward Bernays, nephew of Freud, worked with studios to plant ideologies that bypassed logic and burrowed straight into your subconscious. As the decades rolled on, Hollywood didn't reflect culture, it led it, but not toward truth, toward inversion. The good became laughable, the holy became oppressive, and every film taught a liturgy. Feel good, do what you want. Truth is relative, sex is identity, God is a joke. This was never a drift, it was a war, an orchestrated catechism, and the priests were screenwriters, producers, and actors who had traded the fear of God for the fear of cancellation. Now, you may not realize this, but Hollywood functions exactly like a religious system. It has gatekeepers, temples, initiations, offerings, and gods. Speak out, you're blacklisted. Stay silent, you rise. That's not freedom. That's spiritual trafficking. Ever wonder why so many child stars spiral into madness? Why Disney is obsessed with fractured families and broken identity? Why the most powerful people in Hollywood protect pedophiles? It's not a bug, it's the foundation. What if I told you many of the stars you idolize are more than just actors? They're evangelists, missionaries of the new faith. Self as God, truth as oppression, obedience to the system. They laugh at Christianity, but they'll chant mantras, burn sage, call on spirits for roles, and publicly thank demons for their inspiration. Now, for decades, they sold you the lie that religion is dangerous, but never told you Hollywood is a religion, a counterfeit church with no cross, just lights, cameras, and manipulation. And now, that priesthood of propaganda is collapsing. You're seeing the cracks. The spell is breaking. You weren't just watching movies, you were being discipled. Every time you said, "It's only entertainment, Grandma," you just handed them another brick to build the altar they wanted you to kneel at. And now you see it. And now you choose truth or illusion, Christ or culture, courage or compromise. So, subscribe to Chase Parrish Space. We are tearing down their cathedrals of control and building up a remnant, brick by brick, truth by truth. This is Chase Parrish Space. Hey, if you're tired of the lies of censorship and the forced conformity, you're in the right place. This is Chase Parrish Space, where we expose what they never told you, stand for truth, and refuse to bow to a culture of fear. If you're ready to think deeper, speak louder, and live bolder in Christ, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and join the resistance. You're not alone, and I'll be right here every day, one episode at a time.